Okay, welcome back to another one of these videos. Welcome back to my head. Whoop whoop. Okay, so I don't really know exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video. Something you might realize is that I'm in this setup and not the one I'm usually in when I talk about my head and stuff. The fact I'm always in that setup isn't really planned. It just usually happens. I don't really know why. Just usually I decide to talk about some like chill, depressing stuff when I'm there. Because all I have really is my phone as the camera and the microphone when I'm there. But here I have everything, I have the light and my camera and stuff. So this is usually where the bigger stuff happens. But I haven't really recorded there in a long time, so I'm just recording the depressing stuff here for once, which is just pretty epic. I don't really know exactly what I'm gonna talk about. Something about not feeling good enough, I suppose, because it's something that I feel sometimes quite a lot, to be fair. Quite a worrying amount. It's not because of anything other people say. It's nothing like that. It's just the way my head is, and I'm sure some people out there probably feel the same. Not because you should, but just because it's easy to not realize how good you are or how good the things you make are, and so this is what this video is about. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done one of these unedited things. Recently, I guess which has brought this about, it kind of relates to my ego death video as well I made about me not being able to accept compliments and stuff like that, and me feeling like if I do say I'm pretty good at this thing, then I'm being cocky and stuff like that. Kind of relates to that a little bit, but on the other side of the same, it's the same side of the thing, but it's kind of the other way to look at it. I don't fucking know. It's the other way to look at it. Recently at college, I have been doing, because I do drama, right? At sixth form, I do drama studies, whatever it's called. I don't know what the fuck it's called. It's something about drama. You act and you do the acting and shit. I don't know why I explained that, but I did. But we've been doing a performance at the moment, a scripted thing. We've been given the scripts and we're in groups that we kind of chose, and we now in this current week, on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, we are performing what we've been doing in front of people, and then the Thursday it's the assessed one, and then the teacher assesses how we did, and then we get a grade. For some reason, I think it's because it's something that I'm doing in front of people. I have felt really like I'm not very good at that. I don't know what it is, I think I'm okay, but I have to be very intense in the thing, right? And that's something I'm struggling with. And I feel like because I'm in a group of other people, I've been kind of stressing a bit about not being good enough because I don't want to disappoint them. And I feel like if I am not being good enough, then they can see it and they're thinking shit about me. I don't really think they are thinking shit about me, but you know how the brain works. It's not very fun. And so it's kind of come back, worrying about, oh shit, I've been doing terribly. Even though I've been told I've been doing pretty good. But when I'm told that I'm doing pretty good, I'm just kind of like, yeah, but how about them? They're doing great. I don't know. And this is just the most recent example. It's easy to feel like you're not good enough. And whether if it's from someone telling you it and just being a dick about it, or someone being jealous and so trying to make you feel down about it, or just the way you're wired. Like I said, the thing with me, like I said in the ego death video, it's really hard for me to see something that I'm really good at, or if I am really good at something, I kind of downplay it because I don't want to sound cocky or anything like that. But I feel like that's kind of fucked me a little bit, because now it's really hard for me to tell myself that I am really good at something and that I am good enough, which is shit. And you shouldn't feel like that. If you ever feel like you're not good enough, if you feel like, oh, this person's probably better, or this person probably expects more from me, or something like that, because that's often what it is. It's often that you want to make someone else happy, or you want to be as good as this person. Try not to think like that. We have to try and think of if you, me, if you're proud of what you're doing, that should be enough. You shouldn't have to worry about other people's opinions. You shouldn't have to worry about other people's accomplishments or anything like that to justify feeling proud of what you've done, or feeling like you've done enough or anything like that. Because that often is what it is. I feel like with YouTube as an example, when I hit, I don't know, I think it's like some random number, right? I had this person who I used to kind of compete. It wasn't really competing with, but it was someone who also did YouTube alongside with me, and then we had a falling out. And they've always been above me, right? They've always been above me, and they were kind of the person where they would kind of brag about their numbers or in their success and stuff like that, and the stuff they've done. In a way, they're like, "Oh, I'm just talking about it," but like there was intent there, as if to make you jealous, right? And then I finally overtook them last year, and I was like, "Oh, I'm really proud of that, because I've been wanting to, they've been above me this entire time. We've been doing YouTube, and now I'm above them, and I'm really proud of that." And then one of my friends, they didn't mean it in a horrible way. They're like, "Let's just say I haven't done it in years," and I was like, "Oh yeah, fair point. I guess it doesn't matter." But no. It's still, if you're proud of something like that still matters. It's a really ranty video, which I feel like all these videos are. But, my friend who said that didn't mean it in a dick way. They're just saying it they just said it. I didn't think they realised it meant a lot to me. I guess the point of this is that if you're proud of something, or if you feel like you've done something good, don't worry about other people's opinions on it. The Stan Lee quote where it's like, if you feel like you have an idea and you think it is genuinely good, then what other people think should not affect that. Something like that. I've completely butchered it. Sorry to the late Stan Lee. But sometimes even yourself can say that what you're doing isn't good enough. And you have moments of, I've been trying, but I'm not trying hard enough and stuff like that. Like recently my sub count has gone from being, really good and doing really well to suddenly just yo-yoing between a number. Which I knew that'd put me down, because that's just how numbers on YouTube work. Hasn't put me down too much, but it is just kind of suck. You're like, oh cool, and then just like, oh shit. Like you try really hard, especially if it's on a day you've just finished a video. You put a lot of effort into a video, and you're like, oh cool, and you check your numbers, and you've lost somebody or something like that. It kind of sucks, and then it makes me question, if the videos are good enough, or if I am good enough at YouTube, if I should keep trying and stuff like that. Like it's easy to get like demotivated by something like that. Like I do enjoy this. I feel like I should make that clear, because it sounds like I don't. I'm just doing this to get something, which is not the case. I haven't been doing this for almost 6 years because I want something. Like I do enjoy it, but again, if there's something you want to do and you genuinely want to do it and you genuinely think that you can do it, do not let anything stop you from that. You are good enough to do it, and if you feel like there's areas to improve on them. It's okay to realize that you need to improve on something, that you're not as great as you probably could be, but then do that. If you want to be better at that, then you can do that, and you are good enough to do that. If you're good enough to recognize your shortcomings, then you are good enough. There's also a thing of being a good enough person, which I worry about quite a lot sometimes. As much as it's good to be selfless, sometimes you need to worry about yourself. And if worrying about yourself pisses people off, then maybe those people aren't the best people to be around. Bottom line, what the fuck was the point of this video? I don't know. Is it going to go up? Guess we'll see. Bottom line is, often I feel like I'm not good enough at stuff. I'm feeling okay now, which is probably why this is a weird video to record, but it is easy for me to feel like I am shit at something, or I'm not a good enough person, and I don't deserve good things. And like I said, I'm sure it's a very common thing. I'm sure a lot of people feel like that sometimes, which sucks. I guess you just got to keep going. You just got to keep going. You can't give up. I guess bringing it to me, I need to keep telling myself that I am good enough. People make mistakes, and just because you've made a mistake, that mistake doesn't define you. It's different if you go out of your way to do something bad than if you just make a mistake. If you hurt your friend because you try to, or you hurt your friend because you made a mistake, they're very different things. Everyone makes mistakes and misjudgments and all that kind of stuff. So if you've made a mistake, that doesn't mean that you are not good enough, or that you're not a good friend, or that you're not a good enough boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. Mistakes don't define you. Shortcomings also shouldn't define you. You are good enough. I feel like that's the whole video. I don't know what the fuck this turned into. I don't even know if it is going to go up, because I kind of just rambled about stuff. That's what these in my head videos even always are, though. It's just me ranting and just saying random shit. I do kind of enjoy doing them. I hope you guys enjoy them as well. They get like not many views, but sometimes, you know, there's videos that are more for yourself than they are for the viewer. I feel like that's what these inside my head videos are. Get a closer insight on my head. You like my head? I don't like my head, but I like me sometimes, and I should try to like me more, because me is good enough, and don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. And like I said, if you make a mistake, then try and fix that mistake. It doesn't mean it's there's no going back. It doesn't mean, fuck, I'm not good enough, shit, this is terrible. Try and fix the mistake, apologize, or do something better. You know, it's okay to fuck up sometimes, and it's okay to not be perfect sometimes. And I feel like that is what this comes down to. No one's perfect, and just because you're not perfect doesn't mean you're not enough. You know, there's a difference between being perfect and being scum. If you enjoyed, leave a like if you did. You are good enough, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You know, if you're trying, you're more than likely good enough. You're probably a good person. And if you try and make people happy and you fail, that doesn't mean you're not good enough. The fact that you're even trying to make people happy means that you definitely are enough, and you definitely should be appreciated more than you think. That's me. That's where I can go. I start talking really softly there, so make sure to leave a like, subscribe, so glitch my friends, and I'll see you in the next head video I make, whenever I do it, probably in a couple months. Valentine's Day is coming up. Okay, I'm moving off here. Thanks for watching, and thanks for letting me rant again. I'll see you soon.